Hi Pisces, welcome to Yellow Cardinal Tarot with me. My name's Carol, and this is going to be your February 2024 reading, just for the first half of February, and then I'll come out with another one in a couple weeks. And so in today's reading, I want to look at, first of all, where your energy is, what sort of situation you're sitting in. Maybe you're finding that you're in a same pattern that you've repeated before. You're struggling with something, that needs to be healed, needs some healing. You need some direction as to where you want to take this. And this is a general reading, so, take what resonates with you. Don't try to make it fit. And then that's going to be the first part of the reading. And I'll use the Light Seer's Tarot deck for that. I'll pull 3 cards from that. And then I'm going to clarify that using the Rider-Waite deck. In the second part of the reading, I'm going to look at what's coming up in your shadow. So we're going to be doing some shadow work. Now, if you are unfamiliar with those two terms, what your shadow is or what shadow work is, I have a video that I'll link in my description box. It's right here. And it's called the My Powerful 4-Step Guide to Shadow Work. And that's taken from my other channel called Carol Cares. And in this video, I really outlined for you what it is to do shadow work, what the word shadow means, what is your shadow. And I outline I give you suggestions for a lot of videos. And you can go into that video and go and look in the description box, and there's timestamps for a lot of the categories. And I give you some excellent writing prompts in there also for those of you that want to learn how to journal from your emotions. And so that when we look at your shadow, that is what's coming up for you to heal, that's related to the situation that you're sitting in right now. And then the last part of the reading, I'm going to ask for guidance from the tarot, to give you sort of a heads up on where you need to go. And sometimes it's just kind of to let you know that you're doing the right thing. And I'll also give you some guidance from my channel, Carol Cares, and I'll suggest some videos for you that I think that might be helpful for you as well. And then I'll end it off with an oracle card from the Sacred Creators Oracle deck. And I'll read a little blurb about what Chris Ann wrote about it in her guidebook. All right, but before we begin, I thought I would have a overriding theme for you in February. So what I've done is back in the beginning of January, I put out a series of yearly readings for all my signs. And it looks like this. This is yours. And in that reading, there are 12 cards and one for each month. And so I pulled your card for February, and your card for February was an interesting one. It was the Judgment card in reverse. And so we had, I talked about it in the reading. You can, it's linked in the description box. But in that reading, I would have given you a pretty general outline of, why the Judgment card has come in. And so we're going to look at it closely as to why it's coming in this reading for sure. And this is a major arcana card for you. And if you look at this card carefully, it's kind of a bizarre card in that there is this angel above that's calling these individuals to come out of their coffins. And it looks like they're rising out of their coffins. And they're hearing the call. They're listening to the call. They have their arms out. They're very open to the call. And so when this card comes up in someone's reading, to me it's this inner calling, this inner nudge from the universe to take your life in a different direction. And that could be, so many different things. But when it's in reverse, it tells me that there is a resistance to taking your life in that direction or following that call. And so that's where you're sitting right now, Pisces, is that There seems to be a resistance in February. You're hearing that you want, you need to, and that's what intuition is all about, right? Your intuition is that inner calling, that inner nudge, and it really is a whisper. It's not something that's desperate. It's something that's very quiet, and it'll go away, and it might come back, and it'll go away, and it'll come back. But a lot of us tend to jump on things and be very, desperate. I got to do this, and it's loud, and that's not your intuition. Your intuition is not loud. It's a quiet call, right? So, but you're hearing it, and I think you might understand maybe that it is your intuition. It's your inner guidance, but you're for some reason sort of maybe ignoring it. Maybe you're not hearing it. Maybe there's a lot going on in your life that you just can't hear it. Or maybe you do hear it, you know what you need to do, but you're kind of holding off for some reason, and we'll find out. So let's take a look at these, what your energy is right now, Pisces. What sort of situation are you sitting in right now? And I'll ask for one card of guidance from the universe for you. One card of guidance right now from the universe. It's going to help us see where you're sitting, sort of problem you're facing, situation you're in, if it wants to come out. There you go. 8 of Pentacles in reverse. Very interesting card to start off with. Put that right here. All right. So how about your shadow? One card to show what's coming up from your shadow that's related to this 8 of Pentacles here. And you have the 9 of Cups, and it came sideways. I'm not sure, so I'm going to put it right here. We'll put it sideways. Could have been in reverse, not reverse. So, yeah, 9 of Cups is here, and now your guidance from the tarot. Sometimes I got to stop myself and think where I'm going now. Guidance from the tarot, especially when I've done a few readings. Guidance from the tarot, please. One card, not too many. One card, please. Oh, this one turned over, I believe. Oh, there's 2, and I just want 1, so I need to put those back. Guidance from the tarot. Here we go. The Page of Swords. The Page of Swords. All right, so I'm going to clarify that with cards from the Rider-Waite. I take 3 to 5 cards. I'll ask for 3. I like 3. 5 just brings it into a longer reading. I'm pretty good. If I need any more clarification, I will. But let's have 3 cards for the 8 of Pentacles in reverse, please. And this one came out, the 2 of Pentacles. And this could go over a bit. 2 of Pentacles. 2 more cards, please. The Fool. And 1 more card, please. Ooh, the Magician. The Magician. Nice cards here that you have. Okay, so 9 of Cups. Your shadow. Clue, this one came right out. Page of Cups. Page of Cups. He came out my last reading, this Page of Cups, in someone else's shadow. 2 more cards, please. 3 of Wands. And 1 more card. I got 2. So I got the Hermit card in reverse and the Hierophant in reverse. See where those take us. 2 major arcanas in your shadow. Big energies. Okay. Page of Swords. 3 cards, please. Okay, you did get 1. You've got the Ace of Pentacles in reverse. You got the 7 of Swords. Now, I'm not sure if they came... One might have come over here. I'm going to do that here. I think they came in that order. 1 more, please. One more card, please, for Page of Swords. That one slipped out. I'm not sure if to take that one. Yeah, and I'll put it here. The Ace of Swords in reverse. It slipped out ever so nicely. All right. Here we go. So let's start with your reading. So the Judgment card, feeling that nudge. For some reason, you're not following the call, not wanting to do it, in denial, maybe, not hearing it. Yeah, let's see where this goes. So the Eight of Pentacles, this is your energy where you're sitting right now. So the Eight of Pentacles talks about, Pentacles is all about your workspace, your health, your body, your material world. And it looks like she is at her workspace, and it looks like she's doing something that she loves to do. And it's in reverse here. So you're sitting in your workspace here where you're not maybe enjoying your work. It's not, maybe you are doing something that you like to do, or you're wanting to do something that you like to do, but you're afraid that it's not going to bring you money. You know, maybe you're sitting in a job right now that you're thinking of changing. But it's something to do with your workspace that you're sitting in right now. And, you know, it could be just anything if you're not working. It could be something that you're committing a lot of your time and energy to. And you know, wondering if this is worth it. Yeah, so this is a general reading, so you decide what this means for you as far as, you know, something you're committing a lot of time to right now, and maybe it's something that you really like to do, but for some reason it's not working out for you right now. And yeah, so let's look at it. So because you do have the Two of Pentacles that you start off with, and the Two of Pentacles is about a decision that needs to be made. So you are conflicted right now with some decision or an option that you have to make. And this particular individual is a bit offside when he's juggling. So he has, and you know, maybe you are juggling. You're in a position here where you're trying to think of all your options right now, and you're really having a hard time. And that's maybe why you're offsides right now, where you're unbalanced a bit, because you've just been thinking a lot about this, and you're just really throwing things up in the air, trying to figure out what you're going to do. So you're trying to make a decision about the situation in your workspace that you're in right now. And you know, the Fool comes up right now. And the Fool only comes up in my readings, and it doesn't come up that often. But when it does, it's a major arcana card that can go anywhere. It's number 0. That means it doesn't really belong anywhere in the major arcana. And it can go anywhere. It belongs there, but it can go anywhere. It can switch. So when it comes up, you really have to pay attention to it, because it's saying that it's time, and the universe will bring it up when, you know, you see this person. It's called the Fool because it looks like he's going to jump off this cliff. But the universe right now is asking you, telling you that you need to make a decision right now, this decision, whatever it is, because it's time. Maybe you've been spending a lot of time on this, and here's this Judgment card where you've been maybe you've been a bit into denial as to taking this next step in your life that you know you need to do. And the universe knows you need to do it. And the universe sometimes comes in and just kind of goes, we're going to push you off this cliff if you don't, you know, we're going to make you take that jump. And you need to trust. You need to have faith that the universe has your back. And that is so hard on this journey. And the last card that comes for you in your introduction part is, you know, first the universe says, well, no, it's time to take this shift right here, or this jump. It's time for you. And the Magician card comes in. The Magician card is the one is number 1 in the major arcana. He's the doer. He has this lemniscate on the top of his head that represents the infinite possibilities out there for us. The magician has everything, all the 4 elements, the cups, the wands, the swords, and the pentacles on their table at his disposal. He has the wand, the magical wand right here, and he puts it up in the sky, holds it up. Why does he hold it up? He's not pointing it to the ground. He's holding it up because he's like a lightning rod. He's taking the power from the universe, and he's using the power from the universe to come through him to create what it is, and he's going to ground it into the earth. It's going to be a decision by you. And this in particular individual is a little bit off here, right? He's not so grounded, but I mean, there is a call here for you to get grounded and to start to make this a real informative, a real grounded decision that you need to make, and trust that you can do this, and trust that you can take this next step. And the universe is saying, go. You have what it takes. One of the things that I was taught early on in this journey of my own healing, my own intensive healing for my complex trauma, and I've been on it for the last, all my life, but the last 7 years were really intense for me because I found a new life coach, and we really did a lot of healing on my trauma. She told me at the beginning that, you have this inner guidance system, and you have everything in you. You have all your answers in you. And I'm like, I was so used to all my life being told what to do, and so used to relying on other people. Like, I don't know what to do. Help me. Tell me what to do. I don't know what to do. And that she said, I wanted her to tell me at the beginning of my journey, I don't know what to do. Tell me what to do. And she told me that I had all the answers in me. We have all the answers in us. We have this inner guidance system that if we could just get in touch with and get back into our bodies and start to listen to our intuition, and it's going to tell us that it's okay. You can take this step right here. The universe is saying, go ahead. You can do this. You can do this. Whatever this nudge is that the universe has been nudging at you to do, and you know what it is. You know what this nudge is. It's been calling for you to do it. It's your intuition. It wants you to take that next step. And the magician says you have everything in you. So that's the situation we're sitting in right now. It's almost like you're, going to go off that cliff and do it. But, there's a resistance here because you have the 8 of Pentacles in reverse. So we're not sure. So let's look at our shadow and how this relates to everything here. Now the 9 of Pentacles comes up, and it was kind of a sideways one. So maybe it's turning. But the 9 of Pentacles is all about this. Look at her. She's got this treasure box. She's so happy throwing up all these bowls up in the air, all her cups of emotions. The Pandora's box has been open, and all these emotions have flown out for some reason. It looks like she's just opened the Pandora's box. And sometimes when we go into our shadow work, it's like that, where we open up our Pandora's box, our shadow, when we start to do shadow work, and all these emotions start to come out. And there's this big fear. People have this big fear that if I start to go into my shadow and start to do a lot of my healing, that it's going to be like a Pandora's box, and all these things are just going to fly out, these emotions that I have to deal with. And the 9 of Cups is saying, for some reason, the 9 of Cups is all about, it's right before the 10. The 10 is that whole rainbow of emotions where we're meant to feel, right? Emotions are meant to come in, and flow out. They're not supposed to get stuck. But unfortunately, a lot of us have these emotions in us. For instance, if you are somebody that cannot cry, well, you've got this grief that's stuck inside and it's repressed. That's why you can't cry. Or you can't get angry. I'm one of those people that has a hard time getting in touch with my anger. Well, because when you were younger, you were told you're not allowed to get angry, or you're not allowed to, cry, or you shouldn't cry. And so we repress these emotions. And this particular, in your shadow, it looks like that you have these cups, this 9 of Cups, that are sort of sideways. They could have come upside down, but it's saying that it sounds like in your life right now, in your situation, that you've sort of, whether it's open or not open, but the universe wants you to get in touch with other emotions. You know, maybe you're somebody that is in touch with their emotions, because it's a sideways. It's sideways. So maybe you are somebody that's sort of used to, you know, dabbling in your emotions and feeling your emotions. But I think for some reason you've come to a stop here where you've said 9 is enough. I don't want to go to the 10. I'm happy. I'm happy with it. I don't want to open the Pandora's box again. Maybe that's why I've been talking about Pandora's box here. Maybe you've closed it all up and you're saying, I'm good. I'm good where I am. The 9 of Cups is kind of that cup. It's got in the Rider-Waite deck, it's that individual that's sitting with all his cups on display, and he's like this, and he's like, I'm good. I don't need any more. I've had enough of cups. You know, I've had enough of therapy. I've had enough of this stuff. And so, but your shadow is saying here that there's more to dig out. There's more to dig out here. You have a little part of you. The Page of Cups is the first card that comes up here. You have a little part of you. It's your inner part. It's about 4, 5, 6 years old. This is the little Page of Cups. This is the love seeker. This is the little part that gets us in so much trouble, because it's that part of us inside of us that just wants to go out and seek love in all the wrong places, right? It's the part of us that didn't get the love that they needed when they were younger. And so we spend our life searching for that one person that's going to bring us the love we need. We spend our life searching for that one person that's going to be our savior. It gets us in a lot of trouble. And, you know, I see that there's, in your shadow, there's like this 3 of Wands comes out. The 3 of Wands is all about, the 3 is about the creative aspect, taking your life in another direction. And so it looks like, you know, in order for you to take your life in that direction right here, what you're being called to do. And sometimes when we're being called to do something and we're feeling blocked, or we're feeling some resistance to doing it, we need to go back into our bodies and start to feel again and see what this Page of Cups, our inner child, wants to share with us. And then we can, you know, we're able to take our life in that direction. So it sounds like you have a little bit of healing that needs to be done. Your love seeker, your little love seeker, your little Page of Cups is has some feelings here that need to be shared. And the Hermit card comes here, and this card is a Major Arcana card. So it's another, you know, universal force here that is in reverse. And it sounds like, you know, you need to definitely go inwards. And the Hermit is the one that, you know, when we go inwards, it's my shadow work card. It's when we go inwards and shine the light on our shadow and see what it is in our shadow that's still, what do we need to heal still? But it's in reverse. And so I think there's this whole thing about, yeah, there, you know, there is stuff that we need to heal. There's always stuff we need to heal. But there's a resistance to going inwards. There's a resistance to looking at what's left in your shadow. What is that other cup that's left in there that you need to heal? And the Hierophant comes up, which is really interesting here. And the Hierophant is another Major Arcana card. So you have some real universal forces coming in play for you here. The Hierophant card is that card that speaks about our inner obedience. You know, where do we learn our inner obedience from? We learn it from school. We learn it from our parents. We learn it from institutions, if we belong to, like if we belong to the church cult, even when we were younger. So where do we get our inner obedience from? It's in reverse here. So this is what's really blocking a lot of that you need to look at. You need to feel something Your love seeker is wanting, your inner part is wanting you to get in touch with them and tell you about maybe some pain they have, some griefs, maybe some anger, maybe some shame, different emotions here. There's something in there here. And there's a resistance to doing it. And it sounds like it's because of something maybe you were told when you were younger that you weren't allowed to do. You know, you weren't allowed to cry. You're not allowed to get angry. Things like that are really coming up here for you that you need to look at in your shadow in order for you to take that jump. That's, you know, you're sitting in resistance right here with. Very interesting. So, in a tarot, what guidance does it want to give you right now? Well, the Page of Swords comes out as kind of an overriding card for the tarot's guidance, the Page of Swords. And the page, again, is, all my pages are the younger part of us, 4 years old, 5 years old, 6 years. And it's another younger part in you. We can have more than one younger part. They hold different memories. Our parts hold memories. Our parts hold emotions. And so this is like, if you want to think of it's some emotions that are coming up, this is your younger part, another part of you. When you were younger, now if you think of a young child, 4, 5, 6 years old, they're very, very creative. They're very intuitive. They just know. Kids know, like almost in a scary way. They just know things sometimes, and that's when people shut them down. It's like, how do you know that? They just know. Some kids hear things, hear voices, hear people talking. They just know. They're very intuitive, but that's when they get shut down because they're like, no, silly, that didn't happen. Well, they have an imaginary friend. They're playing with their imaginary friend, and their friend was talking to them. What are you talking about? This doesn't happen. And people don't believe them, right? And this sword in particular, this Page of Swords, Swords is all about authenticity and who you are and cutting through the bullshit, right? So this sword is, the tarot wants you to really look at who you are. Who were you 4, 5, 6 years old? Who were you? Because there's the Seven of Swords here that comes up. And the Seven of Swords is this individual. It's called the Thief card. He's running away with these swords, but he's running away with them. He's holding them in his hand by the point. Very dangerous. And so these are like, swords represent mental ideas. They represent what we think. They represent our belief systems that we were taught when we were younger, our conditionings, our patterns that we were taught when we were younger. So the tarot wants us to look at what belief systems you grew up with here, you know, when you were younger, what belief systems you grew up with, because the Hierophant in your, right here, talks about your obedience and what you believe is right and wrong. Excuse me. So the tarot wants you to start questioning your belief systems about your right and your wrong. And the Ace of Pentacles comes up as an offer from the universe. It's a pentacle. The pentacle is about our body, right? It has everything to do about body, everything about being grounded and getting back into our body. And what the tarot was saying here, here's an offer for you. And it's a resistance to doing it, I can see. Here's an offer for you to get back into your body to start to feel. Because it's a resistance to doing it right here, because in your shadow, you've already decided that, no, I'm fine, I'm good on my own, I don't want to go back there. There's a resistance here to going back into that, taking this offer from the universe and going back and getting still and grounding and getting back into your body, getting out of your head. Because in your head, you have all these belief systems from the Hierophant here that are sitting in your shadow that you've been told that you're not allowed to feel certain emotions. And so, and then the Ace of Swords, another offer from the two offers, powerful offers from the universe, both of them in reverse. And this one says, you know, you take that sort of authenticity, that's the path you need to take to get back to who you are, to cut through the bullshit of what you've been told and to get back to who you are. You get back into your body, you start to feel. That's going to get you back into the on the road of getting back to who you are, and to turning this card upright so that you can jump off that cliff and do what it is that you want to do, that you're supposed to do. Oh, wow, this is powerful. Okay, so I'm going to recommend some videos on grounding, because you need to get back into your body. You need to learn how to do it, and so that you can deal with these emotions when they come up. And this is what this, so you need some videos on grounding will be great for you right now, just to get you through this hump that you need to get over in February, right? So I'll come and see you in a couple weeks. I'll have another reading for you. And I'm going to pull an oracle card for you right now. And I'll read what it says. And we'll see, we'll take it from there. So an oracle card, not 15. These cards stick together. Sorry, Karasan, if you're watching these, but I don't like what these are made out of. It's like, it's a card. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to shuffle it, and I'll pick the top card. So unless one pops out. Okay, this one. Here we go. Overrate your intuition. We've been talking a lot about intuition, so we'll see. This is number 2. Overrate it. Yeah. Put it as number 1 here. Your intuition, and your intuition you connect to. That's your inner guidance by going in, by grounding, right? Okay, so overrate your intuition every single time. This cheeky crystal ball, there it is, a crystal ball, is winking at you. It's saying, you already know this answer. Oh, wow. Did I not already talk about that at the beginning of this reading, about the magician here, about how you already have all your answers in you? Quiet your mind and listen for the nudges of your soul. Sounds exactly this reading. It is speaking to you, and it's time to pay attention to your gut reactions, hunches, and best guesses. When you tune into the language of metaphor and dreams, you will notice the subtle signs that are continuously directing you, and your unconscious mind that has some potent messages for you right now. If you run into an old friend or make a serendipitous connection with somebody, it is meant to be noticed. If something feels untrue, it is meant to be noticed. There are no coincidences at this moment, and your intuition is a powerful tool that is becoming even stronger. Bask in the knowledge that whatever you do next will be exactly right for you, as long as you check in with your heart and decide what feels good and what feels off. If something feels right, you won't be disappointed by the experience it provides. What a beautiful card. I think this is probably the one card that has so much resonated with this reading right here. So I'm going to give you some grounding. Take care, Pisces. I will talk to you in a couple weeks. Bye-bye.